If you have seen my recent patchwork make, it's a full-size 16-inch laptop bag with the pockets, zip opening and the fancy handles. So I've got hooked in doing the patchwork now. Not surprisingly, my daughter has asked similar bag for her iPad, so I've already done some cutting out the patches, sewing them together, and so now I'm in this state. I've got, don't know which one is front or back, so I've got 2 pieces of patchwork fabric. Inside, again, I'm using some scrap fabric. She does love dinosaurs, so I'm going to use this fabric piece up from my scraps. I do love to use up my scraps. I'm also thinking doing some kind of like, I'm not doing zip in this case, but I'm doing some kind of like popper closure on top and handles as well. So, but what we need to do first is make these puffy, and for that I'll be using some wadding. I think it's 4-inch wadding or something like that, or whatever they're calling it. I've got it in my stash. You can see it over here. So I might be doing more of these kind of wadded pouches because I need to use that up. I'll bring you along with me, and in case you want to do something similar yourself. If you want to see how I did these, so these are 3 by 3 inch squares to start with. My laptop bag was 2.5, I think, or kind of a little bit smaller than that to start with. And what I did with the laptop bag as well, do some crisscross stitching on top, which I'm not sure if I'm doing crisscross for this one or if I'm doing just across the lines, just to attach the wadding to the main fabric, and then also give this puffiness on the bag and keep the wadding in one place. But yeah, this is what we're going to be doing next, so stick around. And something that might do a little bit today, so you might see my same outfit later in different video, but I do need to clean up my room as well. So I've recently moved in. All the stuff from what I stored in a garage is now stored here, but I've got so much stuff that I need to tidy it up, look what I've got, and just start using it up, doing things and hopefully selling them. So, or just doing it for myself for fun, who knows if nobody buys them. But yeah, let's get wadding attached to these ones. So what do we use for that? I'll be using my usual sewing machine, Brother Innovis A150 I have. I'll be making the stitch length quite long, probably 4 when I stitch them along. I wanted to show you as well what I did this time. So at the back of my patchwork, you could fold them just one way, but in this case I folded them out, so that that's why I want to possibly sew both sides of the patchwork so that it attaches it and kind of puffs it up nicely. Although this way it is a little bit weaker connection. But I've done it now, so I need to just carry on. Some of these are not really where I need to paste them beforehand, then possibly might do that just to keep them on the side. All right, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So here I just pasted 5mm stitch just to keep the backs flat, only the long edges, because the short ones are flat already based on that. It's just to make my life easier so that the fabric is not going to be puckering, etc. So I'll be removing these base stitches later on after I've done my wadding. At least on the top, because I think in the inside I can't get into them. But yeah, I need to have a look. My machine seems to be playing up, doing quite loose stitches at the moment. So I need to figure out what's wrong with my machine as well. Though I'll try and do some with wadding. It might be just because it's really thin, this fabric, but I've used double cotton poplin before and it's been fine, so I just don't know what's going on with my machine. Probably needs service or something like that. Yeah, but so that's what I've done so far. Pasted both of these just to make sure they are nicely flat when I'm putting the wadding on. Let's get the wadding up. Let's just see what I can fit in. Can do 1 and 2 if they fit in. Not really. Let's go 1 and another one. Other side, maybe. Do 1 here. Second one continue, I guess. Oops. I'll be cutting the edges anyway afterwards. So then next, I should dry first, see how it goes, rather than sew straight away. Have I got sample wadding? All right, just did a sample test, and I've always thought that depends what kind of thread you're using. The sewing machine is behaving differently, but look at that, same settings, same top cutman thread on top, but different. I've got some kind of Amazon pre-wound bobbins, and I think that might be the same matching Gutterman polyester. And so the Amazon one is this side, and the Gutterman is completely fine on this side. So it is important to choose a good quality threads when you're doing sewing. So all I did was just change the bobbin from the Amazon bulk pre-wound one to one I think that matches the top threads. That's a lesson for you from today. I'm going to pin it in a few places just to make sure. Although I cut it bigger size, I still want to make sure. Wadding has got one side more fluffy and the other one more like solid. So I'm going to put the fluffier one against my fabric. As I said, I'm going to do straight lines. I think it's going to be nice. Just need to make sure I'm allowing equal amount of wadding all over the place. I'm not going to stretch it too much. Just roughly pin in place, mostly round. And maybe some in the middle as well. So I've put now a straight stitch on the middle of the needle position and a length 4, because I tested 4 and it's nice. You want to have a little bit of, not loose thread, but long thread. I'm going to start not on the edge, I'm going to start one of the middle ones just so that I can build up and the wadding is more equal then. I'm going to do stitch on each side of my square. Okay, let's try that. Oh, really nice. So here's the first one from the back, and this is from the front. I did this line here, so I think I'm going to go with it. Looks good. faster, this one. Love it.